I'm just going to do a quick video on how my Nomad is actually set up for this trip. We've been kind of on this motorcycle trip in southern Oregon and southeastern Oregon and northern Nevada, and we just my bike broke down, so we just finished kind of towing it out and getting it back to a spot where we could get a truck in to pick it up. And I'm just going to show you how my Nomad is rigged up. First, I'm going to show I've been wearing this as a backpack because since this little debacle sort of started, we've been pushing and pulling for hours on the bike, and so I've had this on my back like this, and I had the hydration nozzle coming over, so it's really nice to have water. It's been like hot, sweaty work, but I just wanted to show you kind of the different places I have things stored on an actual trip. On the top layer here, this is my this is like just a cheapo Molly cell phone holder I got for my cell phone to carry it on top of the bag, so it's like super quick access. And there's little charging spots down here so I can run the cables through and keep it charged on one side. And then on the other side, I've got this Gerber, but I think this is called the Strong Arm. I can't remember exactly, but it's one of their knives. It's awesome. It's really handy to have it, like quick access just for making lunch and spreading peanut butter and salami and killing zombies and stuff like that. The next layer down is the beaver tail. So under here right now, I've got tucked in our backcountry cinch straps, which we use to actually tow the bike out. So those are just stuffed in there because we're loading it in the truck right now. I've got my maps that I'm actually using. One is a sheet from a DeLorme gazetteer that I pulled out that covers all the route we were doing. It's got super detail, and then one's like a BLM map that covers the broader area. I've got a crushed beer can. The beaver tail's awesome for just like stuffing garbage in, you know, that you don't want to leave sitting around. You don't really want to put it in next to your electronics and stuff like that. And then here on the outside, I've got my DeLorme InReach, which I always have with me all the time, no matter what, whether I'm off the bike, hiking out, trying to figure out how to solve this mess, or riding on the bike or whatever. I always have this thing with me because, like, man, you don't want to be without it if something goes sideways. And then also I've got my my GPS, which I took off the bike when it broke down, so we could find our way back in and get the bike out. And you see I've got them both connected to this lanyard hook that we put on the Nomad, so that if you like set the bag down or have a crash on the side of the trail, you're not going to like ride off and then realize, you know, an hour later that you lost your DeLorme or your GPS or something like that along the way. You can put a GoPro wrist strap on there, or you know, a pocket camera, anything like that. It's just a way to make sure you don't lose your electronics out of the beaver tail if you have a crash. On the next layer down, let's see here. This is just all the small item organization. In here, I've got, you know, just kind of a bunch of different necessities like batteries. I've got some Mosko stickers because you never know when you want one of those. The charging cables tuck under these little elastic straps. Actually, if I have my actual adapters, I put them in the mesh pocket, and then I put the cable on the outside under that elastic strap. If I don't have an adapter underneath it, then I just tuck the entire cable into the elastic strap like that. It keeps it super neat. And then up here, my sunglasses fit in this little pocket, so they're just there when you know, I need them. And then on the next layer down, this is the main compartment, and I try not to overstuff this. Like, I try not to put too much stuff in my tank bag, just stuff like mostly small stuff I need quick access to. But on the inside here, I had extra maps stored in here. I don't have them with me right now. In this like little volumetric pocket here, I've got my headlamp. Got this like massive high-powered headlamp, which comes in handy sometimes. And then I've got my Gerber Multi-Tool, which often I have actually mounted on the Molly panels on my bags, but because we were ditching the bike, I have it in my backpack because I didn't want to be without it. Let's see, and then on the top pocket here, always got my toilet paper. This is actually a storage pocket for the rain cover, but when it's not going to rain, like right now we're out in the desert, so there's no chance of rain, so I stash the rain pocket somewhere, the rain cover somewhere else, and keep the toilet paper there. That way, you know, when nature calls, it's always on quick draw. And then of course the bottom pocket here, I've got my hydration bladder. So like when we were huffing and puffing and pushing yesterday, it's really nice to have water on your back. And so we've got a couple liters of water, and we kind of ran out of water, filtered some more water, and you know, without that we would have been in big trouble. So yeah, so that's what my Nomad actually looks like after an actual trip.